Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. And on this Cricket Happening show, well, it is going to be the first, but let me first start off with the news that this was a very important series for the West Indies to automatically qualify. They had to beat the Englishmen 5-0 to actually go and whitewash them so that they can clinch the automatic qualification berth for the World Cup. But unfortunately, that was not the case as England's Johnny Bairstow actually getting a chance. Jason Roy was dropped and Bairstow was opening the innings for England, and what a master stroke it turned out to be. He picked up his maiden century in one-day internationals with that knock and gave England a very easy 7-wicket victory, which basically meant that West Indies now have to definitely play. They won't automatically qualify for the World Cup. They have to go through the qualification phase now. It's been confirmed now that West Indies have to qualify for the World Cup 2019. Yes, I feel very sad to say that because West Indies are a mighty team. It's very sad to see that West Indies have to now qualify for World Cup 2019 by playing in the qualifiers. Well, so what it has done is that with West Indies actually having lost the first one-dayer has opened up the spot for Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka are confirmed. There was only one berth left for automatic qualification for the World Cup. The tussle was within West Indies and Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka, due to West Indies losing this match, have already confirmed their spot and they have automatically qualified for World Cup 2019. I'm sure the Sri Lankans would be very happy with this news that they have got. So yes, so this is what you're going to look at. So I'm going to look at this particular match, the first one-day international of the series, which was won by England by 7 wickets. So I will come back to that, and then we'll have a look at some cricket news. But first, let's head towards the Manchester in Old Trafford and catch up on the first ODI between West Indies and England. So Manchester and Old Trafford, West Indies, actually the owners was on West Indies, and they won the toss, and the captain Jason Holder decided that West Indies will bat first. Well, initially when West Indies came out to bat, it was openers Gale and Lewis, and they were simply showing the same form that they showed in the T20 match, as you would remember. Especially Chris Gale was in smacking form. He was smacking the ball all parts of the ground. Even Chris Wokes, in fact, Willie went for 20 runs in a single over. Chris Wokes got some tap and was pretty clean hitting when Chris Gale hits. So basically it was Gale who was doing all the scoring this time, and they are rattled along to 45 runs in the power play overs, and that was the time when Gale was looking in a very punishing mood there, and with Evan Lewis playing a much quite a role, I would say, but it was so things were really going on in a very serene fashion. But when the score reached 45, Evan Lewis' wicket was taken by Moeen Ali getting him caught by Hales for 11 of 14, that was 1-4. So that was the first wicket. But after that, once Evan Lewis left, Chris Gale, it didn't take much time for Chris Gale to leave the scene, but not before Chris Gale had smacked 37 of just 27 deliveries, 2 fours and 3 magnificent sixes hit with tremendous force by Chris Gale. After that, Shai Hope was there along with Marlon Samuels, and after both the openers were dismissed within 9 overs, they definitely had to be a bit watchful, and that's what precisely Shai Hope and Marlon Samuels did. But Shai Hope looked he was looking good because of the confidence that he had against the English bowlers. He was doing a fairly good job, and that was the time Ben Stokes was introduced into the attack. And Ben Stokes gave them, broke the stand very quickly, but not before 50 runs were added for the partnership for the third wicket between Shai Hope and Marlon Samuels. The wicket of Shai Hope was the first to go, and it was Ben Stokes, the bowler, and he was caught by Jonathan Bairstow. Very good catch taken in the deep of the bowling of Stokes for 35 of 57 deliveries, 4 fours. And then Marlon Samuels and Stokes, we all know there is always a battle between these two. The needles definitely come out when Marlon Samuels and Stokes are face to face with each other. And Marlon Samuels was gone as he tried to nick he tried to glance a delivery down the leg side of the bowling of Stokes, and Josh Butler behind the stumps did the rest. He took the catch, and Marlon Samuels was walking after making 17 of 46 deliveries, and Ben Stokes had taken 2 wickets, and psychologically I would say Stokes had won a psychological victory over Marlon Samuels. At the halfway stage, the West Indian score looked very shaky at 107 for 4. And after that, it was Jason Mohammed and Roman Powell. And Jason Mohammed and Roman Powell briefly, in fact, Roman Powell played an exciting knock of 23 of 28 deliveries, 2 fours and 1 6, becoming a victim of Vokes. Jason Mohammed, after making 18 of 27 with 1 6, fell a victim to the bowling of Adil Rashid. And then that really put a lot of pressure on the West Indies. And Jason Holder was the only, was the only sole person after that who was standing at the wicket. But in the process, Ashley Nurse was dismissed by Rashid for 1. Bishu lost his stumps to Willie for 5. And Jerome Taylor was a victim of Stokes for 2. To leave this West Indies innings in a real disarray, I would say, as 202 for 9 was the score with Casey Williams. But Jason Holder hit out towards the end and finally finished on an unbeaten 41 of just 33 deliveries, 5 fours to help the West Indians to 204 for 9 of 42 overs. Because of rain at Manchester and Old Trafford, the overs were nipped off and it was a 42 overs a side game. So in the 42 overs, West Indies made 204, and never a good score, 204, especially considering that West Indies had to actually win this match to keep their automatic qualification, which never happened. Chris Vokes 8 overs 2 for 41, Willie 6 overs 1 for 39, both got some severe beating at the hands of Gale at the opening exchanges. Moeen Ali 2 overs 1 for 5, picked up the big wicket of Evan Lewis. Adil Rashid did a fine job, 2 for 31 of his 9. Liam Plunkett bowled 8 overs for 42. There was one very good 6 that Jason Mohammed clubbed, or it was probably Roman Powell who clubbed Liam Plunkett over the side screen. A wonderful shot. Plunkett 8 overs 42. Ben Stokes did his job to a nicety. 9 overs now made in 3 for 43. So the West Indians 204, and now England were set a target of 205 to get in 42 overs. Jonathan Bairstow was given the role to actually open the innings, and Jonathan Bairstow, I think, is someone who likes to get on with the game, likes to mean business, and I think it was the right choice in the absence of Jason Roy, who was dropped because of his poor form. Alex Hales started off in a flash, flashing 4 boundaries in a very sweet knock of 19 of 14 balls before trying to flick a delivery from Jerome Taylor. Not a flick, he actually tried to flay a ball through the backward point region, and Lewis held the catch. He was gone for 19. So definitely West Indies getting a quick breakthrough with a big wicket of Alex Hales. But Jonathan Bairstow, who was opening the innings, was playing with utmost confidence. He had absolutely no qualms, and he was really playing his natural self. He was naturally stroking the ball, which was good to see. At the other end, Joe Root was there to keep him company, being a very steadying influence, I would say, along with Jonathan Bairstow, as the score steadily moved along, and with Jonathan Bairstow also in no hurry, but making sure that he was playing some percentage game there. So 121 runs were added for the second wicket, which really paved the way, I would say. But Joe Root then fell a victim of the bowling of Keswick Williams, as he lost his stumps to Keswick Williams after Joe Root collected a 50. He was out for 54 or 53 deliveries, 4 fours. Morgan was cheaply dismissed by Keswick Williams for just 10 runs of 11 balls with 1 4, as Ben Stokes walked in. And one was wondering when Ben Stokes walked in, and Ben Stokes, he was clubbing the ball, and one was really wanting to know whether Jonathan Bairstow will definitely get to that coveted maiden ODI century, which he did. But Ben Stokes, let me tell you, as you know, Ben Stokes does not waste much time in having a real crack with the bat, and that's what he precisely did. Ben Stokes was not out on 23 of just 10 deliveries, 1 4 and 2 sixes, but Jonathan Bairstow ensured that he would go to his maiden ODI century, finishing on an unbeaten 100 of just 97 deliveries, 11 fours and no sixes. So Jonathan Bairstow, I'm sure now would be the automatic choice as far as an opener, and Jason Roy has to really work hard to clinch that place now. So Jason Roy will have some real work on hands now. But what a knock from Jonathan Bairstow. He took the Man of the Match award, which was absolutely justified, and they won the match in an easy manner by just 7 wickets. Jerome Taylor was 1 for 46. Jason Holder 3 was none for 18. Kesrick Williams was a bit costly, but was amongst the wickets, 2 for 50 of 6 overs. Ashley Nurse 8.5 was no maiden, none for 48, the offie. And Bishu the leggy 6 overs, none for 48, was a bit costly as well. And as I said, it's all over for West Indies. Now West Indies, irrespective of the outcome in this series, West Indies have to play the qualifiers to be a part of the World Cup 2019, and wish them good luck. All that I could say is good luck to them. But really sad to see that West Indies, such a big team like West Indies, have not automatically qualified for the World Cup, and they have to play the qualifiers to qualify for World Cup 2019. May good luck be with them. So that is as far as, that was the first of the match. So England in the 5-match series have taken a 1-0 lead in this 5-test series. And now let's turn our attention to some cricket news. Now, as you know, the Bangladesh tour of South Africa is coming up, and the first test is going to be starting shortly. And well, South Africa have injury problems. They have lost Vernon Philander, a very key member of the South African team. He is out of the first test against Bangladesh. And also, there's more bad news for South Africa in the way like Chris Morris, a wonderful all-rounder, will also be out of the. He is not only out of the test match, but Chris Morris is unavailable for the entire test series, and he will only be coming, probably taking part in the T20 matches, probably late in October. So that is the news coming up from the Bangladesh tour of South Africa. Other than that, and also as you know, Asanka Gurusinha, the former left-handed batsman from Sri Lanka, as you know, the selectors, after losing the series, Sri Lanka lost the series, as you would remember, to India in a very hollow manner. It was a very dismal situation, and the chief of selectors and the selectors under them all resigned, but Asanka Gurusinha has been appointed as a Sri Lankan selector. Other than that, and also there's a second ODI coming up, but I'm told that rain has been following India. There's been a lot of rain now, and Eden Gardens in Calcutta has been really hampered by rain. So one does not know whether the second ODI would really go ahead because of a lot of rain falling at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. Well, dear fans and subscribers, there's not much to. I'm trying to see whether there is anything else that I could really speak about. I'm just trying to look at what I have, and also Otis Gibson, the new South African coach, has also made a statement that his goal would be to take South Africa to number 1 and win the World Cup. So these are strong statements coming in from the new coach of the South African team, Otis Gibson. Well, dear fans, subscribers, that's it as far as today's daily cricket show goes. Hope you all liked it, and with more to come tomorrow on my next Cricket Happening show. It's good night from here.